I'm a I'm a man of Manethrin, and I approve this message.
What is what are we doing? Like what is happening?
What's up, guys? Welcome to another Chillporeal. This is actually episode 21, and well, thanks to the lovely Zax who had these gentlemen on last week. I figure, you know what, I might as well get them on this week. So, welcoming Dempsey and Zombie Main, Dempsey and Son. So, what's up, gentlemen? Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Thank you for Thank you for having us on. Yeah.
So I gotta say, you guys have made some excellent music, especially for me, especially our recent collaboration on the Metroid First Mission project. Your guys' stuff sync perfectly with both the NES and the Game Boy Advance versions of the games. The Game Boy Advance, I think your version is better than the Game Boy Advance version because yours just meshes well with everything. And I really appreciate it. It was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that was
arguably
that was fun.
Yeah, it was arguably one of our biggest projects.
Yeah.
I know, because this was a completion. I know a certain horse had you guys do something else that I cannot know about because I'm still reading the Wheel of Time.
That's right. Spoilers. Right.
So I think you said you guys finished your portion of that.
Yes. Yeah, I finished my portion of doing that. It was right around a half hour long, which is way more than what I'm used to doing. It was a lot of fun, though. Like I said on Zax's channel, it was way outside my comfort zone. So doing stuff like that really, I don't know, it expands your horizons out. I think I did an all right job, but obviously that was.
So is it like background music or level music or like, you know?
Yes, music? Almost like a score, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, while he reads, he's got that great speaking voice. So while he goes through and reads, I was trying to add a little bit of flavor to each of the different areas. Like if something militaristic was happening, and put in a militaristic type of sound.
March.
Boom, right. Boom. Yeah, a lot of snare heavy and drum percussion heavy. And then, in the more magical sections, it's more like chimes and wind instruments.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to actually be able to put the sounds together. Yeah, it was cool.
So okay, well, that sounds. I can't wait to hear once I finish. Once I finish the series, which I'm really currently reading book. I'm only on book 4 out of 14 books. So
nice.
We'll see. But I want to welcome. First thing I want to welcome is was a massive Wheel of Time and Brandon Sanderson fan. I want to welcome Al Dan to the Chillporeal Continuum. Welcome, sir. You're gonna grow 3 inches taller. You're gonna have a better relationship with your kids. I mean, look at Steve Easton. Like their bond is bigger now because he joined the Continuum. So, but yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Al Dan. And let's say I want to say hello. Stephen Ransom was here earlier. Have a rocky show. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely check his stream out with Pops. They were talking about the nature of entertainment. Very compelling listen. Watch it.
Yes.
Keely Chow. What's up, Keely Chow? Some drunken poet. I don't know who that is. Some zombie guy. Some zombie dust. No, he's not zombie dust. It's a beer. And I think we got low spec Linux laptop. What's up? So that's okay. So that's what we got. So I'm gonna share my screen really quickly. You guys okay? Are you okay with me playing some of your stuff on stream?
I am. Now I
I
can't promise you won't get claimed.
right. I can't either. Zach's
And
got claimed like a
Oh, he
lot.
did.
yeah,
Oh,
he did.
really? What do you get
Yeah, he
claimed
did.
for?
For
All
all
of
10 of
it.
the songs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
All of it. Yeah,
Well, I
we
mean,
have no say in it.
Like who would claim your stuff?
my
SoundCloud.
distribution company. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm totally fine with it. And it's not a strike. It's just a claim.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I don't want you to do that. I didn't know that was the case beforehand.
Hmm.
But now we know better.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure. So, but I wanted to, okay. So I want to ask you guys, what inspires a track or a particular, uh, or a song or something like that? How does the conception begin? Like musically, do you start with like a bass line? Do you start with a melody? Do you think of a melody like, like your Paul McCartney, or is it percussion?
It
Go ahead,
depends.
Zombie. I'll let you answer first. Go ahead.
So usually, we can it usually will start out with me coming up to him with like a some beat that I've already made already, and I'll be like, hey, and likewise with him, by the way, he'll come up
Right.
to me with beats, uh, and sometimes we'll just fix each other's beats, and that's how we make it. Other times we'll go sample hunting and we'll base our music off of a sample that we heard or something,
Right. Or a
and
certain
then
feel. Right.
yeah. And then we'll end up sometimes we could use just a bass note. We could do a little piano melody, or we just click a bunch of stuff on the piano grid, make our own little MIDI track, and then we'll just go off that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like there's literally it's so easy to make music. Anyone can do it.
Do you use like a actual like for instance, like I've heard some guitar stuff. Do you guys use actual guitar, or is it all like you
Most
said?
of the time, and most of the time it's samples.
Okay.
I hate to put that out as a disclaimer. I
Oh, no.
am working on learning some guitar though,
Mhm.
but currently one of my strings is broken on my acoustic.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just waiting to get my strings back. I don't know where they're at. I misplaced them.
say. Allow me to address that question real fast. What he means by sampling is you put, like, say, a whole octave worth of guitar sampling in, so you get the one note, and that's what's put in, and then we take those notes and arrange them in certain patterns to where we're writing the song, but we're using somebody else's sample to strike the chord for us.
Oh,
And
okay.
then,
Yeah,
right,
like essentially we are putting it through a sampler sometimes. Other times it can be like an actual loop that we mess with.
right,
We
Okay.
don't ever just put out the full sample
right. And then
because
other songs like Drunken Beppis Main or the Bread and Circus Apathy, Jim
we just
Shabloom would
yeah.
come in and play for us. Man, the
Okay.
boy's good. He's
Shout
good.
out to Jim Shabloom.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't heard of him, you guys need to go check him out. He's being slept on.
Yes. He's not wrong. Yes.
Okay. So
Oh,
okay.
and also the other question you asked. For me, it normally starts with a drum line. Like I'll
Okay.
be hanging out somewhere and just like start tapping on my legs, or like in the shower or something, start tapping on my chest.
Yeah.
Come out and start it from there. I spent so long playing drums, I just can't really help myself. It just kind of happens.
Okay.
I'll be beatboxing to myself, and try to translate that over as much as I can into the DAW itself. But usually by the end of the process, it's been morphed so much into something else doesn't resemble what it started as.
Interesting. I know you. I know when I came over, you actually showed me some of your work. So,
Yeah.
So how many like do you have like, is it a single layer for like, let's say, percussion, single layer for like bass, single layer for guitar, um and then you put them
Not
together? I
one.
know you showed me like, you showed me like one particular layer that was made up of multiple uh smaller layers,
Right,
that represented, I think, the melody, if I remember correctly.
right. Yeah. Lots of times we'll have things and they'll start out with one layer and then we layer on top of them to give more richness and depth because you can tell when something is bare bones. You're like, man,
Yeah.
that's just it. So we try to always give things more depth by adding an anti-melody or adding bass in certain parts or not adding those things to emphasize certain structures within the song. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
Right.
times we'll do and Griffin loves this one. Sorry, Zombie Main really loves it when I do the stack. You know the stack, don't you, buddy?
How could I forget the stack? The stack is so iconic. It
Yeah.
goes it goes original or like stretched out a version of the original sample out by
Mhm.
16 or 32 bars depending on what size your sample is
Right.
originally, and then 16 or 8, and
Half
then so
down and
on
then
and
half
so
again.
on. Right. And then you can mess with it at that point. There's just,
Right.
oh, it's so bare bones. It's so easy, and it's just, oh my god, it's
Yep.
so satisfying.
I believe if our song on our album, "Brush with Fate," uses that technique. So
No,
there
it
is
uses
one guitar.
something. It uses something similar to it.
Right, the stack and
How
slice.
it's, yeah, and that
Yeah.
guitar part. It's after that Halloween part that I added,
Yeah.
and this is a little feature that I would like to shout out because I just told Drunken Poet one day, I was like, "Look, man, I'm gonna try this, and if we don't like it, we'll just hit the undo button." And he was like,
Right.
"All right."
Yeah.
And then I just slapped out the original thing. I had it play the one thing one time. I think it was like maybe one or two bars of the original sample actually playing out the entire time. The rest of it's delay.
So
The
how do you?
rest of it's echo.
Okay, so I got a question. How do you structure your songs? Like, do you start with like it? Like, obviously, start with a. Do you start with like an opening jingle, and then you have like maybe like part A and then part B, um, you know,
So
particular
usually,
melody or movement, or sorry, I'm going all classical on. I'm going classical on you
No,
because I'm classically trained
no,
piano
the
player.
no,
theory
we
aspect of it is there. Go ahead. Go ahead, Griffin.
uh no, actually, you're better at explaining this,
Okay.
MC.
Okay. Well,
Do this.
we
You
actually,
got it.
I spent a lot of time studying music as well. And like I said, when I was starting out, I played snare drum and learned. I like took a bunch of lessons and things like that. Had music classes in school.
Were you ever in concert bands?
I was not actually. I was a hoodlum in school, you could say. I had the long hair and the holy jeans and listened to metal all the time. So I was kind of on the outside. I was the Judd Nelson character.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I would but I took all these things back then and I tried to apply them towards metal things. Well, now since my boy isn't as into metal as I am, don't get me wrong, Griffin loves his metal. Just
Oh,
when
I
we're
love
writing
my
music,
metal.
right? So when we're writing music, it has a different feel to it. So we would go through, and normally it's a intro into verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
forget this. So I forget what the bridge acts as a transition to.
It acts as a break from the ears because you
right,
don't want your
because so many
song to
choruses
be
in a
too
row.
repetitive.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So what, like a rest? So kind of like a rest, when you play something and you stop for like a beat or two. Is that what that is?
Or
Well,
like
it would be more like you don't want to hear the same boom chuck for 32 bars straight. So you and at a certain point in there, you give them something different to give their ear a rest. So by the time it comes back, you're like, oh right, I remember this, and your ear wants to hear it.
What's a good example of a bridge, like from, let's say, from a song that we all know?
The singing section where it's a cappella in Bohemian Rhapsody.
So Galileo Figaro, Bismillah. Oh, okay,
Yes.
all right, okay, all right,
Where it's
okay.
completely outside of the rest of the patterns of the song, but yet it still fits because it's giving you a bridge from one area to another.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, that song was split into 5. There's the opening a cappella, which is never. I've seen Queen. I've seen Queen in concert. They never do the a cappella. They always start with da 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 da. Mama just killed it. That part. They always start with that part. Then they do the second a cappella, the bridge, like you said. Um, like I think it's taped or something, and then they boom, they go nuts and with pyrotechnics, and they go, so you think you can stone me and spit in my eye? Yeah, and then they play the rest of the song.
Right.
So they don't even play the whole, like they don't even perform the whole song. So sorry, the Queen fan in me kind of came out there. So
no, you're good, man. Hey, Freddie Mercury was the
Queen,
man.
Like I can
Queen.
listen to Freddie Mercury all day, every day. It's been a while since I've listened to Queen though, but I can hear, if I listen to a song, I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll listen to the song.
Right.
So
well, I'll say this much: I am super jealous of his ability to just have a mustache only.
Yeah,
No, for real.
I can't. It doesn't work on me.
By the way, that's Tokyo's Downfall. It says Z, my boy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Toke is cool, man.
Toke has been Toke, let me tell y'all a bit about Toke. He's been there since day one. That's one of my day ones, straight up.
Yep.
It was one of my toxic exes. He put me on to him, and he's been around since.
Nice.
Dempsey can tell you all about him. I mean, he's heard me talk about Toke for like how long now, Dad?
Man, that's since before we even started doing stuff together as musically. Yeah. That's been a really long time. So we're talking, you were what, 15 or 14 at the time or something?
Something like, right. Yeah, like
that was a long
15,
time.
16. Right.
That's cool, man. Well, welcome. First time seeing you on the stream. So cool. All right. So
like and sub to the channel.
Yeah, for real. He's cool.
Yeah, and yeah, awesome. Yeah, definitely. And hit the bell for notifications too.
That's right.
So I got a question. What influences? I'm gonna ask. It's gonna be like a Rolling Stone interview, except toxic and no gaslighting. So what are your biggest influences in music? I just gotta ask.
Go ahead, Zombie.
Oh shoot. Some of my biggest influencers, like people that inspired me. Well, originally when I was DJing, because I didn't just start off like this. I was actually terrible. I was god awful. Couldn't keep time to save my life. My dad was actually the one who told me to sleep with the metronome, but that's besides the point. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I used to play piano to the metronome. Whenever my teacher turned it really fast, I was like, "Oh no,
oh no!"
especially trying to play the Moonlight, the third.
Sonata.
Not the Moonlight. Not the, that's almost impossible. You have to be like super nuts to play that. Right. But the third movement of the pot take.
Oh God! Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
Right.
It's good for you though, right?
Yeah.
Gotta challenge yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. But some of the people that inspired me at that point was Marshmallow, K391 or whatever the hell his name is, and then
what
Walker,
genre? What genre?
Alan Walker, EDM.
EDM.
Okay. EDM, dubstep.
On the pop side.
I forget what's EDM stand for. I'm a total normie in this.
Electronic dance music.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I'm a normie. Speaking, I haven't. Yeah, okay. So, no, I
That's
haven't
your
listened to
boots and
like.
cats.
Would Euro be considered electronic dance music, or is that a totally different genre?
Who?
Eurobeat.
Kind of. I
I've
mean,
been
it just depends because all of that normally, I mean, it stems off of like techno and
Right.
industrial and
I hate
yeah,
genres, honestly, because I just take what I want to hear out of every genre and I mix and mash it all together and I put it in a
right,
song.
right.
I call
And
that I
usually
call
it gets people headbanging and moshing in a pit. And if I can do that, that's how I know I'm doing something right.
I have a nickname for that. I call that the zombie pot. So instead of the melting pot, you have the zombie pot.
Right.
Mishmash of genres or elements of
Yes.
genres to suit the zombie, the zombie.
Yes.
That's
To
right.
Like
suit Zombie Man.
like
Indeed.
this is Nurporial's here. Is the zombie is like way up there. So in importance. So
And
uh,
Zombie Box Reviews is even higher because apparently he's been on this platform for longer than I have.
Hey, ZBR is
yeah,
cool.
and me, yeah, me too. Yeah, so yeah, ZBR, you're out there. Everybody subscribe to Zombie Box Reviews.
Hey, he's a part of the hive mind. He's a good dude.
Yep,
That's right.
that's right. So what was I going to ask? Oh yeah, so the reason why I brought up Eurobeat is because I've never really listened to techno or Eurobeat. All the I knew people that did listen to that stuff quite a bit back in the day when I was in high school in the early 2000s. But
Mhm.
like when I was on my road trip earlier this year driving by, I just put on a random a random Eurobeat track from the anime Initial D. That's the speed car racing anime that came out in the late 90s. I was listening to that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I thought it was rocking. Like I'm listening to Eurobeat. I'm like, how did I do that? So, but yeah, so I was listening to like there's this one song I've been really digging, and I've been listening to someone playing it on their guitar to the beat. It's called Space Boy. So look up Space Boy Eurobeat. And yeah, check that out after the stream is over. Let me know if you like it. It's
Yeah.
a I like it. It's a song that I somehow like, and I'm not a big fan of techno or Eurobeat. So
Well, I'm also like real big into like house beats and UK garage beats. Oh my gosh, Dad, I haven't even told you about the UK garage. The stuff goes so crazy.
Right.
It goes so crazy. It's like chill house but with extra steps.
okay,
Interesting.
Seriously, it's like chill house but with extra steps.
Well, I'm always open to a new experience. I'll say that.
so
So, yeah. Oh, and I guess my influences would be like when I was growing up, I was super influenced by the song One from Metallica. That was really where my love of metal started. I saw the video when it first came out on MTV, and it was a huge deal because Metallica had never put out a video before.
yeah,
Um, it and it really changed how I looked at music. And my older siblings listened to stuff like Iron Maiden and Wasp and things of this nature. So I grew up with a lot of metal influences. And like I said before, I was that Judd Nelson guy in school. So I was running around listening to Sepultura and Pantera, Slayer, and things like that, Megadeth, right? But
oh,
but I
okay.
was
I'm
also
looking. So this is 1988, and I'm looking at it, and the first thing I see the thumbnail is three dudes with like it's like they're surgeons. Is
yeah,
that it?
yeah. That's from a
Metallica
movie
one.
called Johnny Got His Gun, I believe. And
Johnny got his gun.
yeah, the guy in the movie, the character gets hit by a mortar,
Oh
and
shit.
yeah, and is left without arms, without legs, without sight, without hearing, and without the ability to speak.
Let me see if I get that. I'm gonna want to share that really quickly.
That has to be worse than death.
Well, and I believe, and I'm not completely positive, but I do believe that's where the inspiration from the song came from, where he was trapped inside of his own body and had no way to communicate with the outside world
There we go.
at all.
This
So
right? Oh man, let's take a look. There's no sound, so hopefully this won't be too bad. Um, I don't think I've ever seen this one.
yeah, that's good stuff. It was a really, really big deal when it first came out. Um, it, You know, Metallica was one of the big four, and they had never done anything like that. So when it came out, it was something special, and it was very cinematic, very uh, rhythm driven. Yeah, and the imagery in this video is haunting.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's a sad story, and the lyrics of the song actually kind of go along with the story of the movie in a way.
So is this like heavy, like really heavy, or is this more like softer?
It starts out really melodic, and it lulls you in, and then it turns into a more heavy thrash, classic thrash, and then by the end of the song, it's just going nuts with the double bass and all that. It's it has movements to it. It's not a normal metal song that's just all Cookie Monster rah rah rah.
It's a long one too. It's almost
And
7. It's 7
always
minutes.
remember, they
Yes.
had tattoo machines that make you pee.
Really?
Yeah, the misheard lyrics. Yeah.
I don't think I'll have to listen to this when we're done. I don't think I've heard this one. What album was this? What was this on the Black album or something? Or
no, this was one right before that. The first album that they had without their bassist Cliff Burton. It's called "And Justice for All."
And Justice for All. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Jason Newsted came in to play bass for this album, and honestly, a lot of Metallica fans over the years have noticed that they turned his bass almost completely all the way down in the mix.
Oh.
So the fans went back and remixed it and called it "And Justice for Jason." So, so there's a better mixed version of it out there, but this was the official release they had on MTV back in the day. Was off of the "And Justice for All" album.
And so this was a big influence on you.
Yes, certainly. I had the vinyl, and we would sit around and you would read the lyrics off the back of the album.
Yeah,
like it was a different experience because I was used to listening to things like Wasp or Motley Crue, Iron Maiden, and then you hear these guys, and it's just a totally different area where I would consider almost hard rock, heavy metal hybrid.
So those are the big four that you were talking about: Wasp.
No. The big four would be Metallica. Then you've got Megadeth, and then Slayer, and then Anthrax.
Okay, yeah. So all heavy metal. So all metal.
I mean,
basically.
shoot, I'm wearing a Slayer shirt right now.
Yeah, the big four of thrash metal.
Okay.
It became known thrash metal, but back then they were just the big four of heavy metal.
What makes thrash metal different from other metal?
I believe it's the structuring and the drive of the song. You think about
it's more energetic, hence the thrash,
right, and
louder too, the higher dynamics.
Yeah, and lots of double bass and a lot of usually yelling of some kind.
So kind of like hardcore, like that type of deal.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Right.
Like
not like death metal. It's not growly. They're all singing. We're all not your normal singers. They weren't your Vince Neils or your Paul Stanleys. They were a different way. It was more raw, but not quite death metal growl.
So Eldan says South of Heaven is still the best thrash song ever penned, in my opinion.
Hey, that's good stuff, man. South of Heaven's good stuff. I think Raining Blood is probably more along my speed, but I know a lot of people like South of Heaven. So,
what's up, Pat Wannabe? I wasn't aware that one could know of Metallica and not know about their song One. Yeah, it's because I've only listened to one album of Metallica, and that was Master of Puppets.
Hey, that's a good album.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the only two songs I could think of is, obviously Master of Puppets and Battery. That those are the only two I could think of. There was another song I forget. There was a very melodic song on Master of Puppets that was very
Orion.
Is that what it is?
More than likely Orion.
That's the instrumental from that album.
I really like that one too.
Yeah.
So
Ride the Lightning had some good stuff, and the instrumental on that one was called Call of Cthulhu, which is another one. It's wow. And then they did another instrumental on the next album on And Justice for All, and that one was called To Live Is to Die, and it has 4 lines in the whole song. And it's like 12 minutes long or something like that.
Okay, so and I was going to ask, besides Metallica, any other influences that come to mind? Or
Yeah, Pantera.
I don't think I've ever listened to Pantera. I've heard nothing. I've heard about I've only heard of
Oh, hold on.
people talking about it.
Yeah, after
Okay,
this stream,
amazing.
listen to Cemetery Gates by
Yeah.
Pantera. That's a good
Wow.
song. Like real,
All right.
like
Well, because when Pantera first came out, they were a glam hair metal band. And it just didn't work for them. And so they switched it up and they came out with an album called Cowboys from Hell. And
Yeah.
Cowboys from Hell really changed the game for a lot of people, especially in the thrash realm, because it was just so good. And their lead singer's vocal range is insane. Phil
Dude,
Anselmo
that was
has a
who
lot-
was that again?
Incredible.
One about the guy's personal life.
Who was that again?
Phil Anselmo. Yeah, Phil Anselmo.
Okay.
He's had a lot of problems personally, but man,
Mhm.
you cannot downplay this guy's talent. Well, wow, this guy's range is crazy, like almost, but not quite, like Maynard or Mike Patton levels of vocal range. It's crazy.
no, I like or one I grew up on personally was the song Walk by
Yeah.
Pantera. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the one I grew up on. I
I'm
remember
writing this stuff down, dude. I'm writing this stuff down.
one of my birthdays, I was skating at like some skate rink or whatever,
Right.
and I asked the DJ to play Pantera Walk, and they were like, "Bro, this is not skating music."
Right. Yeah, that's mosh pit music. Well, okay, there's a couple different bandwagon songs that people
Hey, JT,
normally
what's
start.
up?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? That people
up?
normally start with Pantera. There's Walk. There's This Love.
This Love is a good song too. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
dude.
I can't believe I forgot about that one.
Right? I mean, come on.
What was
And
the
then,
last one again? What was the last one again?
This Love by
This Lo-
Pantera.
Yep.
This Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both of those are on the what was that? Far Beyond? No, not Far Beyond Driven. That Vulgar Display of Power. They're both on Vulgar Display of Power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is the album cover is some dude getting punched in the face, and that was a real thing. They grabbed some dude off the street and paid him like $20 to punch him in the face like 5 times and take a picture of him.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy,
Oh man. So all right. So Pantera. I'll have to start listening to Pantera. I don't think I've ever listened to Pantera. Yeah, I know. I gotta start listening to more music. So
Well, that's on the lighter end of the metal stuff. Really. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, you got stuff like Widower from Make Them Suffer.
God.
Which-
Whitechapel, the saw is the law.
Yes, Whitechapel. There's another really good band for you.
was that a band or is that a
Cowboy.
song?
Whitechapel's the name of the band.
Yeah,
The name of
that's
a
the name of the
song
band.
was
The
The Saw
saw
is the Law.
is the law is the name
Yeah.
of the song. Yeah.
What is the law? The saw?
Saw.
The saw.
Yep.
Like
Like
wanna
they're
play a
gonna cut
game,
you in
saw?
half.
Wanna play a game? That saw?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that was bad. That was terrible.
Wanna play a game.
Aren't they still making those?
Yeah, aren't they like making another Jigsaw movie
Torture.
or whatever the hell?
Yeah. Even though
And-
he died or something, didn't he? Didn't he
Yeah,
have
I
cancer?
swear he
The
died.
actor or the character?
The character.
Yeah, the character dies in Saw 3. And then
Right.
he has this master plan that lasts for like what, 8 movies, eight movies, I believe. So he has followers or disciples, doing his bidding after his death and all that. So
Right.
But
Like
he's
that
still
chick who
in-
fell into the pit full of needles.
yeah, and he's still in the movie in like flashback. He's still in every movie, but in flashback. I'll be honest, when it
Bro, I'm
comes
not
to
hating.
despite the torture porn, despite the torture aspect of it, the
Yeah.
whole idea of an engineer just leaving like really leaving booby traps like that, you know, and those little devices, I thought was I thought it was actually not bad. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I thought it was pretty creative and
I mean,
messed up.
By the way, Scrambles is right.
What's up,
The
Scrambles?
solo- yeah. Scrambles the Death Dealer.
25 years, hard lines, and sunken cheeks.
Mm-hmm. Hey, my favorite song from them is a song called "Regular People Conceit."
And so are these bands or these songs?
Songs from Pantera.
Oh, songs
Yeah.
from Pantera. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
25 years.
Hard Lines, Sunken Cheeks. That's on Far Beyond Driven, which is my favorite overall album that they did. But I mean, there's some really, really good songs out there. Like,
overall album.
The solos and the sleep are fire.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I'm posting
Seriously, it's one of the
the
best.
stream link to Twitter right now. Don't mind me.
No, go ahead. It's cool. I mean, Zombie,
Yeah.
you're bringing the masses. You're practically you're way more popular than me. So,
That's
all
my
right,
boy.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I got plenty of I can't barely sit, but I have plenty of stuff to listen to after this. So you know, I do go.
Let me recommend one more for you.
All right,
It's a song called "Revolution Is My Name."
Revolution is my name. Also by Pantera.
Yes.
Okay.
So I saw them 9 times, man. I get hyped when I talk about them. Like, that's my dudes.
All right. So do they still tour? Do they still perform at all?
They are, but it's a reformation of the band because the Abbott brothers, which is Vinnie, Paul, and Daryl, which they call Dimebag Daryl, he started out.
Oh,
as
I
Diamond.
heard about him. That's how I first heard about Pantera, because I heard about Dimebag Darrell's death.
Yeah. Happened
It
right
was a
down the
big
street
thing.
from where
He got-
Man
see,
and
he-
Efren live.
And I heard he got shot. He got killed.
Yeah, right in front of his brother. Yeah, because his brother was on the drums. Like, I forget who they were playing with, but there was another band outside of Pantera that both of them played in, both the Abbott brothers. And they were on stage at the time, and some guy ran up with a gun and said something like, "You broke up Pantera," and he shot Dimebag right there on the stage, right in front of his brother.
So this happened during a performance?
Yes.
Holy
And Nickelback
shit.
actually wrote a song about it. It's the only song by them I actually like. It's called "Side of a Bullet."
Yeah.
Is it possible to like a song by by Nickelback?
Oh, certainly. I mean, you can like a song by a terrible artist. I do that all the time. Like, for whatever reason, I love Vitas, but most people don't.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. Yep. So I was gonna. Okay, I saw the. I see the zombie man put up the thing on Twitter now. Nice, because I have Twitter up right on my other screen. So, so I have to ask. You know, so obviously Pantera, obviously, Metallica. Anything from, like, you know, the earlier era, like the 70s, the 60s?
Oh, I listened to a ton of stuff from like Motown all the way up through Joe Cocker and, you know, Jimi Hendrix. And
I want a little help from my friends.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Joe Cocker. That's what I always think of when I think of Joe Cocker. That's what I always think of. And it's not even Joe Cocker. I think of John Belushi doing Joe Cocker in Saturday Night Live. Little help from my friends. I'm sorry. I hate to, but that's how it was. That's how great. That's how insane it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to say this, but I prefer the Beatles version. Bum bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba ba. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, or I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I'll get by with a little help from my friends. And that was perfectly transitioned from the Sgt. Pepper's song. So I always have to hear that right after hearing the opening to the Sgt. Pepper's album.
There you go.
So yeah. So yeah,
I love that stuff. But yeah, man, I listen to a lot of things like that. Let's see, back in then I was listening to Grateful Dead, and that transitioned into more modern stuff like your Bob Marley's,
yes,
into Fish, or into was 311, Rusted Root, uh, things like that. Then I started listening to people like Nine Inch Nails and Portishead. Um,
I tried listening to Nine Inch Nails. I don't know if that's my cup of tea or coffee.
right, right.
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe it's the
which
industrial. I
one?
don't know.
Because pretty much all their albums sound different.
Okay, I
Yeah,
forget which one it was. It was probably it was. I'll have to remember. Um, and who was in who was Nine Inch Nails? There was one guy, right?
Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor. Of
Yeah,
course, the rhinoceros, the guy they named the rhinoceros platforms off of Super Mario World after. That's what it's true though. Like a lot of the Mario characters that were translated into US were named after like musicians. Like obviously, Iggy is named after Iggy Pop. Iggy
right.
Koopa is named after Iggy Pop. Lemmy, I forget who Lemmy was named after.
Oh
Um,
man, Ace of
and then
Spades.
Wendy O. Koopa was named after Wendy something. I forget. Same with Roy, and of course Ludwig is named after Beethoven.
Right.
So
Wendy. Who could that Wendy be?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'd have to find out. But the Reznor thing,
Yeah.
when I first heard the name Trent Reznor, I was like, oh, don't tell me they named the boss in the fortress in Super Mario World after Trent Reznor. And I looked up. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Right.
Yes, they
Right.
did. Sorry, the nerd in me is laughing right now. So
No, that's good. Well, you've also got your bands like Snot, which isn't around anymore, because their lead singer died. Snot's a great band. If you haven't heard them, I definitely highly recommend
Yeah.
them.
Snot.
Yeah.
What kind of music is Snot?
Thrash metal.
Oh, so not does it blow? Does it blow stuff away?
Oh, it does. These guys were crazy, and they were
Does
right
it blow
on the
stuff
cutting edge
away?
of everything.
It was dumb. I'm
I
sorry.
know,
I'm
but
sorry. I'll
it's
take
not good.
responsibility.
No, that they have a dog on the front of the cover holding the ball. It's like drooling all over the place. So the snot is not lost on them, I'm sure.
So what's a good song by Snot?
Try just Snot. Name of the
Snot.
song, name of the band, name of the album.
Snot by Snot. Snot from Snot by Snot. Snot. Gotcha.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. All right. Oh
So
yeah,
they
but
made
so
that one great album. Tool is another one. Then you've got Faith No More with Mike Patton. Holy crap, those guys! Wow. Like if you didn't know, Mike Patton, the lead singer from Faith No More, is also in a band. Oh my God!
so
I
Faith
went and saw him
Faith
live,
No More
Mr.
is the band,
Bungle.
right? So Faith No More is the band.
Yes, Faith No More is the band.
Sorry,
The lead
such a
singer,
normie
Mike
here.
Patton, is one of the largest vocal ranges of any human alive.
Okay.
He-
So
Yeah.
he's on that. He
Mike
actually
Patton.
did the voice work for a video game called The Darkness. And if you ever get around Nos, he can tell you all about this. This game is amazing. But he did the voice of the dark entity called The Darkness, and he did it without vocal processing, but you wouldn't be able to tell that by listening to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, are
he
you
is-
talking
he's
about are you talking what's his name?
Mike Patton?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Patton. He's a legend. You should see that. If you haven't looked up any of his work, I highly recommend it. I don't agree with a lot
I wrote
of
his name
things that
down.
he said. Yeah, that guy is next level, like opera
Yeah.
singer level vocal range.
Okay, what about any obviously Dempsey, I know your favorite video game series of all time is Castlevania. Any like music from Castlevania kind of,
Oh
influence?
yeah, like Bloody Tears.
Blood and Tears
Oh yeah,
or Vampire Killer.
yeah. There we go. Yeah, a lot of their early stuff. Like, let's see, maybe the fourth or fifth one is the last one that I really played. So I don't know about the newer iterations, but I got the anniversary edition to play all those. So yeah. And Metroid is another one of those series that the music, that and Rygar. Wow.
Oh, Rygar. Rygar's on the
Rygar.
Switch. I'll have to play it. It's Rygar is actually available on Switch.
Oh
I
my
think it's the
god! Don't we
NES
still need to
Switch Online.
do?
Dude, I can speed
Hey,
run that game. I'm not good at it, but I can do it.
Speed
Dempsey,
running
don't we still need
like
to
Zelda
do
2.
that one project?
Yes. Oh yeah, that
Now,
Rygar Saglia's Cave. Hey, can you play
yeah.
that? It's on YouTube already. I don't know. Do you think that would get claimed?
No,
I don't
I have
know.
no problem. I have no issues with video game music. So let me.
It's called
What
Saglia's Cave. SAGLIA''S.
Saglia's Cave. And this is from Rygar.
Yes.
Yeah, from Rygar.
Okay, let's. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. All right, present, share screen, window, Rygar. Just share audio, share a tab. Okay. All right, share a tab, have it turned on. And okay, so click on this and let me know if you guys can hear it. Question is, can I hear it? I cannot hear it. Let me see.
I cannot hear it.
Open volume mixer.
Well, I will say while you're doing that, I'll address the chat here. DJ Ronnie G put in there baby metal because Low Spec Linux said the metal coming out of Japan these days, and both of them are so right. And there's another band called Bandmade. Wow, these bands over there are seriously, that's something else. You need to hear it to understand how good these guys really are. As a musician, I'm sure you can tell talent, even if it's not in your preferred genre.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. I am not getting sound here. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's my mic or something.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything else either besides your voice. Like I can hear you, but I can't hear Saglia's thing. Saglia's thing.
Yeah, well, I can't hear it either, so I don't know what's going on my end. So, I don't know if it's.
Think I could hear it. I heard something. I can hear it.
Hey, if they can hear it, that's the important part. Who cares if I can hear it?
What is that? I'm hearing something. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, it's from. Oh, I had the. I had the. I had the SoundCloud still up, and so it was still playing music, and I changed inputs, so I was hearing that. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna get back up. Let me see. So what was it called again? Saglia's Cave?
Yes.
Rygar. All right.
It's funny because I was talking about music with people online, just chatting, and it was Prophet of the Dragon and Brahma Bull that brought up Rygar to me. And I was like, well, I'll have to look back into that because I had played Rygar a bunch and don't really remember. Oh, I went back and rediscovered it. Wow. They weren't wrong, man. The music in that is pretty hard. Yeah.
All right.
What do you think, Zombie?
Dude, what?
What do you think about Rygar's music?
Oh, the Rygar's music? Yeah, I mean, for some 8-bit, right? 8-bit?
Yeah.
8-bit MIDI? That's not too bad, honestly.
Agreed.
All right,
not
so
too
let's see if we can hear this now. Can you hear this?
I think it's coming through. Yeah.
It is.
Okay, I think that's pretty cool actually. I don't know if this. I think that's just kind of repeating itself after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That was a
right.
really good version of that song too. I like the reimagining versions of songs like that. It's kind of close to my heart. Like as a good segue, like the work we did on Metroid together. Yeah.
You said you played Little Nemo the Dream Master, right?
Yes. Yes, I
You,
have.
maybe at some point I might want to do a project on this, and I don't know if you I don't know how well you remember the music, but let's I really there's three the first three levels are the first three levels I really like. So I'll when we play the Mushroom Forest, this I really like right here. So
Yeah. Cool.
I've never heard this version before. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Makes me want to throw candy at monsters.
This is really cool. I never heard this. Actually, never heard this version.
Yeah, that was pretty
Um,
good. Damn.
uh, wait, what was that? That wasn't for me.
That was yeah. My bad.
No, it's all
My
right.
bad.
It's
That
all
was my
right.
end. Yeah.
Garden. Let's see the garden theme. I really like the garden theme right here. Let me see. Flower Garden. This is
By the
another
way,
one I really like.
we have done some chiptune stuff before.
Okay.
Yes, we have. Most of it is unreleased, but the other bits of it is the stuff that we did with Nerd. Yeah.
All right, so this one is another one I really like. I listen to this whenever I listen to the first 3 levels whenever I go for walks. So this is the other one. And that's that's pretty much, you know, it keeps repeating itself. So
Right.
that one I would love to hear. I would love to hear your guys' take on this game's
Oh, I'd
track.
love to do that one.
Yeah.
And
Make it in like a lo-fi beat or something. Or
yeah, and the last one I would love to hear your version of right here. This one's a little bit more. This is a fun little innocent scrolling level right here.
Right.
But we'll play the. And yeah, I think I like the bass. I actually like the bass, and I like the little drum pattern right there, and the melody too.
Yeah. I
could definitely do something with that.
Yeah, but that
zombie,
last one,
zombie, I will swoon. If you release this, I will swoon like that. If you release something like that,
no towels included. You have to get those yourself. But no, I was surprised to hear those in 4.4. A lot of the stuff in Nintendo was in 4.4. That was kind of surprising.
Yeah, most of the stuff isn't in 4.4.
Yeah, but that was cool. That just makes it that much easier to work with, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So this is one of my the reason why I replayed this the other day last week was because I was just one thing I'll say about music that really the soundtracks of the games that I've been doing videos on has really helped me complete the projects and all that. Like it's because the video editing is so daunting. It gets so daunting. It's basically work, and you're putting a lot of time, and you have to figure stuff out. At least for me that is. So I was listening when I did the hardest one, one of the early ones I did, in Link to the Past. I was listening to this one channel. I think his name is Zerethn, Zerethn. He did his own version of some of the Link to the Past tracks. I was listening to them, at work and going home, and I was like, this stuff is kind of fueling me to want to, complete my projects, complete my Link to the Past projects. So, and your Metroid stuff has helped me complete my Metroid retrospective. So, so yes, the music music has really helped. Like the power of music is real. Like it's helped me quite a bit, and it has inspired projects, believe it or not. So, and I kind of want to do a project on Little Nemo's Dream Master because I just love that game.
Yeah,
I love the soundtrack has stayed with me ever since I first played it. Like it's never gone away. I'd hear some version of it in my head throughout college or high school, and so whenever I saw anybody that actually had a copy of the game, I'd be like, "You have a copy of this?" I didn't know anyone that had a copy of this. I didn't know anyone that knew this stuff. I thought I was the only one that knew this stuff.
right?
So
Wasn't there like a whole show that went along with it too, or a book or something? I know
There's a-
there was
there
other
was
sources to it, right?
there was a comic. There was a comic that came out in like the early 20th century that was, and then they made a movie called Adventures of Slumberland, an animated movie. Came out in Japan first, and then it came out years later in the U.S. What's funny is this game, which is an adaptation of the movie Adventures in Slumberland, came out here in the U.S. first before the movie. So I played the game first, and then I saw a trailer for the movie. Like, holy crap! I know that character. I know this story. You know, only
Right.
difference is you don't see him ride the bed in the game, but he rides the bed. Like the bed's like his little flying car type of deal. Rides into dreams and all that.
Right, like a
Fights the same bad guy. Fights the Nightmare King.
So I was gonna say like they did in Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, where the bed itself was like the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And they've showed locations, and they've showed locations of some of the levels, not all of them. Like you
okay.
see the House of Toys is the King's Playroom. You see obviously Nightmare Land is where the bad guy is. So Nightmare Land's in the game, and there's a dream where Nemo has a little sidekick, he has a pet squirrel, and the bed is riding through the Cloud Ruins, which is stage 6 or dream 6. So we do see that, and of course we see Nemo's house, but we see Nemo's house for real. We don't see it in a dream. So, but that's neither here nor there. So, but yeah. But yeah, besides, those are my favorite types of video game music right now, and that's what I've currently been listening to. So speaking of video games, how do you feel about Legend of Zelda being a live action movie?
Go ahead, Zombie. I don't want to talk over you, man.
I don't know, man, because I grew up with most of my cousins on my mom's side or birth mother's side being like total Zelda fans, and then my dad was a total Zelda fan,
Yep.
and so Zelda has been a big part of my life growing up, and the new age Zelda games, in my opinion, they kind of ruined Zelda for me.
What was your initial game?
Breath of the Wild. That's when it started to get bad for me.
Oh, but I mean, what was your
What was your
first game that
Oh,
you liked?
first. Oh, I forget what it's the first ever game, I think.
Yeah, I started him. He was watching me play 8-bit video games when he was a little baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe Ocarina of Time or.
Oh no, I've been around
Twilight
Ocarina
Princess.
of Time. My favorite personal is Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is famous with the youngsters. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the dark. Maybe it's the.
It's the dark creepypasta.
The dark the moon, like the moon, just like you look up and it looks like it wants to eat you. It's looming over you.
Yeah.
What about the whole time? What about the whole time limit? That's the one thing I didn't like about Majora's Mask was the time limit.
I feel like the time limit makes it more challenging.
Because what I end up doing is I always end up playing the Song of Time, but I play the arrangement that makes it slow down time. That way I have time to explore the dungeons and get the treasure and all that. So so when you play the Song of Time, you end up going back to day 1. So day 3 becomes apocalyptic, like the moon's about to crash into the world. Everybody's going to die. You hear the music changes. That's one thing I liked about that. The music changes. The music gets super duper. How do I describe it? It gets super duper dark and very.
And it's super atmospheric.
Atmospheric, yeah.
It's super atmospheric, and you can feel it. You can
tragic. There's some tragic.
Yeah.
There's because everybody's going to die, and then you have to leave everyone behind.
Oh man. Have you heard of the creepypasta behind it?
No. What's the creepypasta behind it?
It's called Ben Drowned. That's the more common one, and that's the reason it's common for people in my generation and Generation Alpha maybe to enjoy things like Majora's Mask, even though they shouldn't even know that it exists.
So what is the creepy?
The creepypasta goes like it's like some. You know those statues that you can create with the ocarina by playing, I forget what was it? Was it like the Song of Healing or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Like the created like a statue of like your old self.
Yeah.
And then it was essentially similar to like the Weeping Angel BS going around at that point.
The Weeping Angel from Doctor Who?
From Doctor Who. Like every time you'd look at it, it just be, doing statue things, just sitting right there. And then
I forget what
happened.
I forget. Like, don't you like
there.
if you're not looking, the statue, the weeping statue gets closer. It moves towards you, and then if it gets you, it sends you some. I forget where it sends you. It sends you back in time or something.
It's
something messed up.
So they're the ghosts from Mario.
Yeah.
There's a ghost from like there's like a ghost in the old, and like it's this old ROM hack thing or whatever. That's what it basically stems down to.
Yeah. What did you think of talking about Majora's Mask? What did you think of the like if there was the whole mask, you had to get the final mask, you had to beat you had to
beat Majora.
Even before that, you go into you're following this guy, and you're parallel to you're playing as the dude with the blue hair, the mayor's son, who's in love with the redhead, and you're in this factory and you're trying to get to the mask, and you have to get there before it falls down into the pits. And if you don't get it and you don't get through this little factory, you lose and you have to start all over again.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I screwed that up so many times to the point where I was like,
I feel you.
And then I have to go back to day one and start the whole process over again.
Yeah.
You know how crazy that is?
It made me super mad. And I was so patient with that game. Let me tell you. I haven't even beat it yet, but I've been so patient with that.
Are you playing the Nintendo 64 version or the 3DS version, which they remade?
3DS I think I don't know. I think it's through one of those emulators.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My buddy has it, and whenever I'm over at his house, he lets me play on it.
I'll be honest. I mean, I was so excited for Majora's Mask because I was such when I was 14 when Ocarina came out. That was my 8th grade year. 8th grade year, I played Ocarina non-stop. Like I must have played it at least 10 times that year. Like that's how insane it was. I've said this in my retrospective. I literally walked through the snow, through like 2 feet of snow, to see if I can get to the drugstore to see if they still had the game guide, because there no internet. We didn't 1999. We didn't have internet,
right,
or even a computer in the house. So I was hoping it would be there, and you know what? It wasn't there. It was gone. So I had to go back.
Old man story.
Yeah, and I wasn't wearing. There was no socks and shoes back in the day either, so I was barefoot and caught hypothermia. But I had Zelda to help me recover. But Dempsey, you got to talk about Adventure Link's your favorite, isn't it?
Yes, actually. I don't know why it gets all the hate it does, except for maybe because the angry video game nerd turned people against it.
I could definitely see that. I think it's just different. It's just you don't get the tools don't have the same type of interaction with the environment that later games and even the original game did. Like they're more like how would I put it? Like
Metroidvania.
you don't use them directly. So when you get the candle, I
Mm.
mean, the candle just allows you to see. So when you go into a cave, it's already automatically used. With the glove, all you do is, now with the glove, all you do is you use the action button, you strike with the sword, and the sword can now break blocks. So it's
Right.
not really something you control. It's just something that's just added to whatever you're, added to your experience.
Right. Yeah, they're like power ups, like Clash of the Titans style.
Yeah, and the boots, like before you couldn't walk on the water or walk on parts of the water. Now you can walk on parts of the water. The cross allows you to see the eyes of Ganon. Those things that go.
Right. Right. Those things steal your
I
experience.
hate those things. I hate those eyes of Ganon.
Me too.
So when you're in
Those and the
when you're in the
spicy chicken.
cemetery, yeah, when you're in the cemetery and you're on the world map, and you know how like those sprites hit you, and then you go into battle mode right away.
Yes.
Just stay out of the cemetery or stay out of the lava area.
Oh
especially,
yeah.
especially when the eyes again are invisible.
Oh yeah. But
Then
see,
you need the cross.
I always enjoyed playing that, but I have a different way of going through it than most people. Where I don't like struggling through games like Dark Souls. I don't enjoy that. I like
I gave
taking
up
the
on
game.
Elden Ring because of that. I'm like, what's the point of this? I
Right.
was just getting old.
Right, like I'm trying to have a good time. So
Yeah.
what I'll do in Adventure of Link is in the very first dungeon before I grab any items except for like the heart containers that are on the way, and one magic container right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But you go into the first temple and just kill those eyeballs that are like little floating circle skulls.
Yeah, and they
Those
take
things.
forever. They take forever.
And when you kill them, they drop 50 experience.
Yeah.
So you go up in levels really quickly by killing these things, and it gets really a lot faster as you go on if you're upgrading your sword.
Yeah.
So I'd take like, I don't know, a half hour or something, just walking back and forth, killing the same spawn because they just keep respawning in the same place over and over.
So you don't.
Yeah.
You say you level up your attack first before anything else.
Yeah, because that makes the killing go faster.
Okay.
Certainly.
Because
Yeah.
I know the attack is usually the most experience. Because I know you start with 50 experience gets you life 2, and then 100, I think 100 experience gets you magic 2, and then
100.
150 gets you life 3. That's how nerdy this is. I know this shit.
Right.
And
Right.
then finally attack 2 is I think 200, and I forget what is after that, but I think attack 8, which is I think the highest. And what's funny is even when you're maxed out, the final dungeon, the Great Palace, still kicks your ass.
Yes. Yes. Especially the spicy chicken things that I was talking about earlier. Those things are ruthless.
The ones like dance and throw fire in the air.
Yep.
Oh, but those knights, those knights that jump and throw, they not only they throw shit at you, but they jump too. Like I had to. It took me forever to figure out how to fight them. You have to use the up thrust. The up thrust is the best bet to beat them.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I don't even mess with them most of the time. If I can avoid it, I'll just run through them or past them. Like in the very last dungeon you're talking about, there's these blocks that you have to fight. He's in between 2 sets of blocks. So when you get into the area where he's at, if you use the jump spell, you can get up higher, 1 block higher than he's able to jump, and just leave him in the dust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I use fairy to get past him.
You know, it's funny. It took me forever to beat that game, Zelda 2. Like I beat Zelda 2 years after I beat Link to the Past.
Right.
I could not figure out what got me stuck was I beat 5 of the temples or 5 of the palaces, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do? Well, I guess I go to the final palace. I went to all the way. I trek up all the way to the Great Palace, but it's locked. I'm like, and I'm trying to figure out ways to get behind it to get through it.
Right.
Like I turn into a fairy to see if I can, sneak past the barrier. Nope. And I would keep trying. And I would keep trying. I'm like, what do I have to? I'm like, what do I have to do? Because there's no other palaces.
Right. Yeah. And you didn't find the flute one hidden in the desert, huh?
I did not find the one hidden in the desert. I didn't know that you had to play the flute where those rock where those rocks are making like a 3-point formation. So if you go in the middle, you play the flute,
Right.
and then the palace creates a cross.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I think I started, actually understanding the NPC dialogue and the cryptic information that they gave.
Right. Yeah. In that hidden town that's up in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Well, see,
yeah.
back then, I have a story about that. My dad, well, we didn't have a ton of money when I was growing up. Okay, so I kept asking him for Nintendo games for the system that I had, and he, couldn't really afford it. You know, that's how the late '80s were. But he ended up getting me a subscription to Nintendo Power, and Nintendo Power came with Dragon Warrior, which is Dragon Quest. Um, and so that way he got me a game, but I also had months worth of Nintendo Powers that were coming in, and that Adventures of Link was in one of them, and that's how I found that temple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was playing with power, you could say.
And it's funny. I think Steve gave up on it. Steve gave up on. He was playing a little bit, and I think he gave up on Adventure of Link.
He got claimed a bunch of times, didn't he?
I don't know for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was the music he got claimed for. So the last time he played it, there wasn't even any sound. It was just us watching him play. Yeah, that game's hard.
Somebody did actually claim it, and it's not theirs.
Right, somebody in like Brazil or something.
Yeah, so I just nope. So, but yeah, that took me forever. That took me forever to beat. And I was expecting Ganon, because you know how you get game over.
Right. Yeah.
And it says return again, and Ganon's back.
Right.
I was expecting to see Ganon at the end of the game come back in some way, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
But that was the next one, right?
What?
Link to the Past, isn't that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a prequel technically, but yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't know. I was expecting Ganon to show up in Adventure of Link, so I was kind of disappointed. But
yeah,
hey, you got to fight your shadow.
Yes,
Dark Link.
I learned the corner cheese for that, because that fight, the first 10 times I beat that game, I beat it without knowing that strategy where you can just duck down in the corner and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ended up beating that the hard way.
So I got a question for you guys. Going back to the idea that Zelda is a live action movie.
Yes. A show or movie?
They're making a movie. Miyamoto himself announced a live action Zelda movie to follow up the animated Super Mario movie.
Interesting.
So my question for you gentlemen is, what kind of Zelda to me is an epic story. That's why when we came up Ocarina of Time, my opening jingle was very epic in tone. So I really want, if they make a Zelda movie, I want it to be in the vein of Lord of the Rings and maybe Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
I want it to be fantasy. I want it to be like an epic fantasy, but I still want the dungeon. I don't know if they're going to do it, but I want to see dungeon exploration.
So basically what that new D&D movie was.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe without the cheesy, maybe without that cheesy humor, but make it, stuff humor that a Zelda fan would pick up right away. And heck, have Link be, I don't know. I kind of, I would love to, I don't think it would work for a movie, but I love if either Link is a toxic jerk like he was in the animated show. Excuse me, princess.
Yeah.
Or he's the silent protagonist because Link is linking us to the game.
Right, that one right there. He shouldn't talk at all. And honestly, they could do it in the same way they did it in the movie Waiting. Are you familiar with that movie?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ryan Reynolds in that. It's a comedy about people who work in a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I've seen Waiting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in that, there's one of the characters who just started that day. Nobody lets him speak at all throughout the whole day. Like he tries to, and nobody lets him. And I honestly think they could do it like that, in that same vein, to where it's not like he can't talk. He just never does.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Right.
That
Right.
would
I
be
think that would be, yeah.
that could be interesting. That would be interesting. Now, my question is, I've already seen people fan casting already. Do you think it should be an unknown? I think it should be an unknown.
Yes. Or one of the kids from Cobra Kai.
Which one?
Um, Probably
Robbie.
Johnny's kid. Yeah, Robbie's. Yeah.
Robbie.
Yep.
Because he's
Yeah.
sorry if
Yep.
you're sorry, but yeah, Robbie's short enough because Link is not a tall guy.
Right. And he can pull off the physical part.
And he can pull off
Yeah.
the physical part, and he kind of has the look too. You know, he's got the
Right.
really lean bill, chiseled face type of
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, expressive too. He's very expressive. So I think that he could pull off a non-speaking part, and I think that that would be amazing. Honestly. Yeah, dude. Just yep. But then again, okay, who do you play, or who do you have as Zelda? Or is Zelda even in it?
Yeah, Zelda's gonna
Zelda and
Zelda and Ganondorf are gonna be in it. So I'm thinking this is gonna be like Ocarina. So maybe it would it'd be cool if they made this like a two-parter and have part one be him as a kid, and then part two be him as an adult.
Oh, nice. Who would you have as the adult, like Zac Efron or somebody?
No, part two would be the Robbie from Cobra Kai would be the adult, and then they'd hire someone younger to play Child Link.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean like child? Okay.
Yeah,
I
like
thought you meant like
10-year-old,
a teenager.
like 10-year-old, 11-year-old Link.
Like
What do you
Phantom
think?
Menace, Anakin.
What do you think, Zombie? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know many names when it comes to the movie field, but I do know Robbie from Cobra Kai. He could pull it off. I mean, I could see it being a two-parter as well. Honestly,
Now
it could add more depth to the story. Honestly,
now I got to do a Chat GPT now, and so someone already made one for Tom Holland. I'm like, no, Tom Holland, no Tom.
Yeah,
no
not
Tom
him.
Holland.
I don't know, man. I lost a lot of respect for that guy when I heard some stuff, but I'll go ahead and keep that opinion to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, the Robbie thing would be an interesting idea. Definitely, that's an idea to post online.
Now maybe as Zelda, I could probably see like oh my god,
I like what's her name in the Northman. That one, the one that plays Peach, and the one that voice actress is Peach in the Mario movie. I could see her playing Zelda.
There you go.
Yeah,
I forgot her name. I forgot. Do you guys? I forgot her name.
I don't know her name.
But Ganondorf. Who would play Ganondorf? You have to have a big dude. You have to have like a dude that's like, a dude that's like at least 6'7", 6'6", 6'7".
The Mountain to do it.
The Mountain.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but I don't know. But he doesn't have the Ganondorf.
Mountain.
He doesn't look like Ganondorf. I mean, he's big. He's tall. He's big like Ganondorf, but he doesn't. I don't know if he has the face of Ganondorf.
Well, that's
He
true.
has a chiseled face,
Well, I mean, didn't Ganondorf have like a pig face?
Well, he has a pig. I mean, when he transforms into Ganon, but I'm talking about his human form.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, 6'7". There's not a ton of people to really choose from.
Yeah.
You got people like that are giant that aren't really good at acting. Just get their roles because of how big they are.
Yeah.
Then you got people like Batista, who's like right in the middle of that. Like where do you want like size versus acting ability?
Yeah, it's true. But the Ganon has to tower over Link.
Yeah, certainly. I think honestly, somebody like Batista would already do that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, think Batista, either Batista or maybe what is that one act? There's that, or maybe give him a good script. Leif Schreiber's brother,
Which one's
Pablo Schreiber. He was in The Wire. He unfortunately played Master Chief with the helmet off.
Oh,
He's a
right.
big he's a big dude. He's like
Yeah.
6'5", I believe.
Yeah.
So I think he could pull off Gandorf. I think he's got the. I think he could give him the eyes, give him the mun chops,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
everything. The
Yeah.
skin color, and then maybe give him the blue grayish skin tone.
Bam. There you go.
And then of course you have to have, there's also the King of Hyrule. There's Impa.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's young Impa or elderly Impa. You have to have Sahasrahla from Link to the Past. You have to have the sages from Ocarina of Time. You have Saria. You have Darunia, Naburu, and Rudo. You have to have Rudo. Gotta have Rudo.
Right.
Rudo's the one. Rudo's the Zora princess. Is like, I'll give this emerald. I'll give this not emerald. I'll give this sapphire spiritual stone to you, but you gotta marry me, Link. And then he gets sealed away for 7 years, and he comes back, and she makes him feel guilty. You run off on me, huh? For 7 years? That reunion was hilarious. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, I think Ocarina, if they're gonna make a movie, I think it should follow the Ocarina story.
Yeah, I like Ocarina. And I remember waiting in line for that game. I bought the gold system, the gold cartridge, the gold controller. Yeah.
My parents didn't give me the gold controller. I got the gold cartridge. I actually had the normal cartridge, and but Majora's Mask I got the gold cartridge.
Oh, cool. Nice.
With the holographic label on the cartridge.
Oh,
that was Majora's Mask, and I think. Okay, no, it wasn't that game. It was actually Donkey Kong 64 that came with the expansion. The expansion, you had to install an expansion pack to the N64.
Right.
And then Majora's Mask required it too.
Yeah, it was severely underpowered for the era, honestly, but it had a lot of really good titles.
It did.
GoldenEye being one of them.
Oh, GoldenEye, dude. GoldenEye. I didn't play GoldenEye right away as a kid, but I played it at the perfect time. I started watching all the James Bond movies when I was in high school, so early 2000s.
Right.
And then I played the GoldenEye game as I was watching all the Bond movies for the first time. Oh, nice. And that was awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
But I have a confession. I still have not played Perfect Dark.
Hey, Perfect Dark is a great game. It's really, if you get used
to
playing.
I haven't either. Don't feel too bad.
Oh, thank you. You see, me and Zombie are practically brothers. We're practically brothers right there. Brothers from another mother.
That's right.
Oh, God.
So, but yeah, we're approaching 90 minutes, and I'm getting a little tired, and I need to get my steps in tonight. So, but yeah, thank you, gentlemen, for doing this. Definitely, everybody, check out the Dempseys, the Dangerous Dempseys, new album coming out, and definitely keep them. Definitely, if you have any projects you want to do, definitely keep them in mind. Reach out to them and see if there's any way to collaborate, because just all you gotta do is ask, and they may be able to deliver. So, and definitely subscribe to both Dempsey and Zombie Main, and follow them on Twitter, because if you don't, you'll be hearing from me. So, all right. So, anything you guys want to promote besides the album? Like anything about the album that we didn't talk about? I'd
say, well, I put the link to our SoundCloud in there, and that goes directly to the album itself. So if you want to hear the new album, it just came out on Halloween Day. There's no way to pay for it, so it's literally free no matter what you do. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora, all that good happy stuff. So
I would
any of the
like
apps.
to I would like to add on, I am setting up a Patreon one of these days. Um, I am trying to get access to it. I'm trying to get all of that ran through and all that. And when I do, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep y'all updated on that because there was a bunch of people salty with us that we didn't have one.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, it's one of those. I don't know about Zombie Main, but I can speak for myself when I say I didn't do this for money or fame or anything. I was just trying to hang out with my kid, and I thought it was fun. And we put all this together because we had made it already, and
Right.
we wanted you guys to hear it. That's all. So don't worry about tossing money at me. But I don't know. What do you think, Zombie?
I mean, yeah, no, I can't agree any better with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm taking this to the full scale, but I mainly did it just to, spend time with you. And it also, I don't know. I've been making music for a minute. I've been doing it to help me distract my brain from different things. Whenever I experience pain, I will make some music. Whenever I go through some very bad heartbreak, I'll isolate myself. I'll think, and after I'm done thinking, I'll usually I'll start to make a new song or whatever. And then, like, music is just my escape for me.
Yep. Yeah, they say depression is a great motivator for artists.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, there are points where I'm feeling like crap myself, and sometimes the only real way to get me out of this is to listen to something that really makes me happy. That's why whenever I have to cope with something, I usually play back in my head of like the little Nemo stuff. Like the little Nemo stuff pops back in my head just as a way for me to cope with something, with a difficult situation or something that I'm not sure how to deal with. So
Right.
yeah, these things play back in my head, like more than like the music means more to me especially from video games. The music means more to me than the game itself. Like I'll play the game, but hearing the music just is a very emotional moment for me. Like hearing the music in the Mario movie when I was in the theater, seeing it, like especially hearing some of the Mario 3 stuff and some of the stuff from the Super Show just got me, water tears in my eyes. So
Right.
And plus I'm older, and it's a callback to my childhood.
Right.
Childhood that will never
when times were more simpler.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I have a request. Could you play one of the songs that we did for your Metroid project?
Absolutely.
Nice. None of that stuff is copywritten, not by us anyway.
Yes, let's see. Metroid, Drunken Poet. All right, the Nerdtroidial Lifeform. All right,
right.
Let's get the screen up. Share screen. Here you go.
Right on.
And we got look at the male gaze right there. Let's go.
That's right. Know your demographics, right?
Like this perfectly meshes with the 8-bit NES track.
And it took me a long time to get it just perfect too.
Brinstar. This is pretty. I like this. I love this little intro right here. And now we're back to Brinstar. So went from Brinstar to the escape thing, back to Brinstar. So, all stuff that, yep. Donuts in the chat. There you go. Wish you all luck and fortune. All right, there we go.
Heck yeah, man, that was a lot of fun, man.
That was cool. Thanks once again. Appreciate you doing that, and definitely check out this. Definitely check that out. And definitely check out the Metroid First Mission retrospective on my channel that samples some of this, all the tracks actually.
Nice. Yeah,
Currently
that was good, man.
In line with the classics too, so you get to hear the best of everything. So
that's right. Yeah, because we also did Justin Bailey, which was the opening theme.
Yeah,
and we worked on Kraid's Demise.
Kraid's Demise was great. That was badass. Man, and that was I like that was one of my favorite tracks.
Kraid's Demise was one of my favorites.
I was like, I think I have to ask Dempsey to do this. I have to ask Dempsey to do this one. So that was awesome. I loved doing that. So I loved incorporating that into the video. So, right. But yeah, once again, appreciated that, and I can't wait for future collaborations.
Yeah, agreed. Hey man, that was good product you put out too. I'm watching it and sitting in the front room watching it, and one of our songs would come on in the background, and Krista's head would like pop up. She's like, "Is that yours?" Yeah, that's us. Yeah,
I love
that was a great way. You had good narration in that. You made a couple really funny jokes in there too. Yeah.
Yeah. The Nintendo don't thing. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, all right. But yeah, it's been a blast. Dempsey, Zombie. Thanks for once again. Thanks for doing this, and so definitely follow the Dempsey Drunken Poet. Follow Zombie Main. And yeah, so the Chillporeal has concluded for tonight. Next Chillporeal will be on Thursday, and well, let's see who the next panelist is going to be. So everybody, take care. Have a good night.
Stay Nerdporeal.
Stay Nerdporeal.